support for Tech Tuesday. We are amazed by the phenomenal response for the first episode, more than 10,000 views and 100 plus likes. My name is Divya, and we present to you our second episode for Tech Tuesday with Mr. Vineet Tyagi. So, in the last Tuesday, you had talked about multi-cloud architecture as one of the top three tech trends for 2020. We have heard about cloud architectures and hybrid cloud architectures. But what exactly is a multi-cloud architecture, and why is it important for BFSI companies?
So that was a great question. In the last Tech Tuesday, we spoke about cloud architectures being one of the top three trends, that fintech industry will have to deal with, and specifically around the differentiation between hybrid cloud architectures and multi-cloud architectures. There's a little bit of inconsistency of use that has crept on. A hybrid cloud architecture is something where you have a private cloud and a public cloud involved in doing some kind of application processing, etc. A multi-cloud architecture necessarily will have at least two public clouds involved in an architecture. These two terms are not mutually exclusive, which means that there could be a hybrid cloud scenario which could have the public cloud part of it being multi-cloud, so it can have two or more public clouds involved, and there could be a private cloud involved as well. Uh, why it is important for BFSI companies is because, as we talked about in the last Tech Tuesday, most of the BFSI companies and financial companies are now becoming more outside in rather than inside out. So they're moving towards open architectures, and as they move towards open architectures, they have to support and bring in different integrations which where the tech stacks of which may not be controlled by them. So for example, if I tie up with a financial institution or a fintech company, they may be running on a public cloud which may not be dictated by what my standards are. Having the ability to do multi-cloud architectures then allows the BFSI company to innovate rapidly. They can also fulfill their compliance needs rapidly, and hence these are becoming the key drivers and the motivators for BFSI companies to look for multi-cloud architectures.
So, multi cloud architecture seem exciting. Can you tell us more about the potential benefits that can be expected from using a multi cloud architecture?
Well, the BFSI companies, as they are moving towards multi-cloud architectures, definitely one of the prime benefits they will reap is that if you have ability to span across more than one public cloud, then in that case, you can deal with the problem of vendor lock-in. So you have almost zero vendor lock-in, and that gives you a better flexibility and choice over what you want to do. It also allows organizations having multi-cloud architectures to lower their cost of operation, so they can decide to use which workloads to run on which cloud based on the cost and performance they can get out of the cloud. They also get a better choice towards how they drive innovation, so they can start bringing in the best in class. So it really doesn't matter if the tech stack or the cloud stack is not supported by their compliance team or by their risk teams. If there is a multi-cloud architecture support BFSI organization have, they can innovate faster by bringing in surrounding ecosystem companies and integrating them within their platforms. There is also better redundancy and control that can be achieved by multi-cloud architectures, and of course all of this is driven by tendency to lower the cost, convert the capex into opex, have an ecosystem approach where you're paying for things as they happen, and you're running things wherever the cost appropriate cloud infrastructure is available.
Okay. So, Bisto Credit has been a pioneer in cloud first architecture. What learnings or challenges can you share with organizations who are thinking of multi cloud architecture?
It's a great question. Vistucred, I think since the day we started, since 2011, 2012, we have been on the Amazon public cloud. We are also, been doing a lot of our white label customer deployments on the cloud. So we've had a head start of 8 to 10 years dealing with cloud architectures, dealing with multi-cloud architectures. So one of the major challenges that organizations were thinking about going on a multi-cloud architecture will have to face is the security aspect of it. Different cloud providers have different ways of handling security. They have different capabilities associated with security. uh, Spanning a consistent security policy across multiple clouds will be a challenge. It's not that you can't solve it, but it does require some involved thinking, policy creation, and defining the right network topology, the right architectures to make sure that the security architecture is taken care of. I think the second challenge is also that when you start dealing with applications which run on multi-cloud, how do you monitor them? How do you keep the quality of service in control? So monitoring is another challenge that the organization has to deal with. The DevOps and IT operations team have to also, perhaps bring in new tool sets. Perhaps they will have to set up new type of softwares for dealing with deployments across different kind of cloud infrastructures. And it also depends on the organization what type of patterns and practices they have chosen, setting up then the right deployment pipeline, whether they're doing a distributed deployment or whether they're doing a redundant deployment. The practices have to be perfected for deployment as well. And since this is a new and an emerging thing, there are not many people and practitioners who have got mastery of doing something like this. So there's always that skill gap. What you want to do and what people know, or how many people who know how to do that and achieve that, is there. So these four, Divya, are I think are going to be the big challenges that organizations have to face.
So thank you, Vineet, for sharing the insight on multi-cloud architectures. Thank you.